Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today, finally, after being 4 months late, I am going to finish up my top 100 Beyond the 100 with games 110 through 101. It's been forever. Sorry. Life happens. I'm a slacker, but here we are now. So, without me blabbering on anymore, let's get going. All right, so my number 110 is a game that we've had in our collection for a long time. One of the first games we ever bought at a convention was from this company, Keymaster, and this game is called Campy Creatures. This game is effectively a simultaneous action selection. Everyone's going to be picking a card from their hand, and they're going to be different, like universal style monsters. And what you're trying to do is you are trying to, if this would pop up, you're trying to basically play the monster to have the highest number on your monster to be able to eat or scare away. Whatever you want the thing to be. Eat these different color characters to score different points. So you can see if you get a bunch of assistants, you get 15. This teenager's worth 7. If you have the most, I can't really read it, but all the cards are going to score in a different way. The hunter, that's -3. You don't want to capture that. So sometimes you're trying to flip it around, play the lowest so you don't get in trouble. The art is amazing. There's like these different locations that you're trying to win. Whoever wins the round gets this location. It could be a special ability, could bring one of your characters back from the dead. It is a ton of fun, and I wish more people would play it. We have the expansion as well, and I don't really play that much because I don't necessarily think it's necessary. Too many necessaries in that sense. But this game's a ton of fun. If you have a chance to try it out, I recommend it. Not just because it's my number 110, but because it's a good game, and I want to talk about a good game. My number 109 is a big, beefy boy from What's Your Game, and this is an older version. I think it's being reprinted. I'm not sure. I don't really care about all that, but the game is called Madeira, and I'm going to do my best to describe this. I've only played it a couple times, and it's been a minute, but basically you have these dice that are workers. Okay, so you have these different colored dice. Everybody shares the dice. You can see they're all the same color, but you have this your little token of your color when you use it. So you're going to send a die out on that token, and you're going to leave that bit there to let you know you activated that area. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get different workers on these locations so they can farm. You're trying to persuade these different nobles to come to your side. You're trying to do some shipping, if I can find the shipping board. You're trying to ship goods to the foreign market and the domestic market to get different kinds of bonuses. Way more going on than this, but that's the overall gist of it, to try to earn the most points. I like this game. It's not one that I'm probably ever going to play other than multiplayer solo by myself because it's a beast to teach, and I don't really want to teach it. So that's unfortunate, which is why it's probably never going to break the top 100. But I love it. So that's my number 109, Madeira. All right, my number 108 is actually a game that I think we picked up at, well, I didn't pick it up. I had a friend pick it up for us at Gen Con, and it's called Resurgence. And this is, the only reason I wanted to pick this up was because it's about pulling chits out of a bag that are going to be your workers. And the workers are different types. You can see the different types of workers here, different colors for different players. And you're sending different workers to these locations to activate them to be able to do certain types of abilities. So you can see like these locations take certain types of people. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. That's really big. But anyway, they take certain types of workers, and then you're going to go there and do that action. And there's going to be different types of cards that you're trying to get. You're going to have your own actions on your player board that you can do. This is what you're preparing. So you're going to send this worker to that section of the board, these workers to that section of the board, and these workers to your own player board. And you're just trying to do the best you can, score the most points as you can. And that's that. I want to play this a couple times as well. The more I played it, the more it's kind of like trailed off a little bit. So I'd probably bump this down to an 8. You're getting some live rating updates. But it's a fantastic game. Anyway, I would play it if somebody wants to, gladly. It's just not one that I keep grabbing off my shelf. And I have no idea why, because I like it. Maybe the last time I played it, I just didn't have the greatest experience. So, Yeah, I don't really know. But anyway, that is my 108 Resurgence. My number 107 is a card game that I traded, and then I acquired it back because I really enjoy it. And that is Archaeology, the New Expedition. And this is a game that it's super easy. If you've ever played any card game ever, this is kind of what you're doing. You are drawing a card to the deck, and then you're basically holding all these cards in your hand until you get a set. See the different color sets here. And then you're going to put them down on the table to get points for those sets. You can try to hold it for a long time to get more points, but the longer you hold it, you can get a windstorm that shows up, and it could knock it, make you lose half your cards. This is the old version. Or a thief could come along and steal the cards from you. There's also this like huge one of the seven wonders that are like wonder of Egypt that you can dig through if you get like a map tile or a map card. It's really basic. It's really basic set collection, but I have a ton of fun with it. I've never played the old version, but I think it's just upgraded art with the new artifact things. But I am a huge fan. This game is so good. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. It's a small box. You can probably get it for 15, 20 bucks. I thought it was out of print for a while, so don't quote me on the price, but I'm a huge fan. So that's my number 107, Archaeology, the New Expedition. Okay, so number 106 is actually a game that I don't have yet. I will soon. But we covered this on Kickstarter. I'm a sucker. If you've watched the channel for any time at all, you know that I'm a sucker for games about music, bands, all that type of thing. And that's what this game is. This is Fest Season. This game is about, there's not really any images, which kind of stinks, although a few. So this game is about putting on your own festival. And let me show you kind of the player board here. You're putting on your own music festival. So you're going to have stages. You can see the stages here. You're going to have vendors. You're going to have bathrooms. You're going to have restaurants. You're going to have other stages, lines, porta potties, all that kind of thing that you're trying to balance out here for the best festival experience. You're trying to create your own band lineup. You can see there's the Jupiter stage, the Lenny stage, and the Astra stage. You're trying to get certain bands in certain time slots because they like to play the certain time slots. You're trying to fill all the days because you don't want to have empty days because that looks bad for your festival. And you're trying to also play, you're going to be playing off this main board here, which is where you're going to be recruiting the bands. You're going to be upping the value of how valuable the bands are. It's going to keep track of the in-game timer, which are these cool faders here. I love this game. I've only played it a couple times because I had to send it back, but I can't wait to get my copy because it's about bands. It has great production, some thinky decisions, and I am into it. I can't really say much else about it because it's been a while since I played, and now I just really want to play it. So I guess that should tell you something. So that's my number 106, Fest Season. Number 105, we've talked about ad nauseum on the channel, so I'm not going to belabor the point. It's Camel Up. This is a fantastic betting game about camels racing. Sure, you take an action where you can actually move the camels, but you're just rolling a die. The game really boils down to which of these camels do you think is going to win the lap, which means the round. Once all the camels have moved, that's a round. And which camel is going to win the whole entire race across the finish line, and which camel is going to come in last. So that's what you're trying to bet on. There's an expansion that we have as well where you can put a camera out and take some pictures. You can shake hands and make some alliances. You can make the track longer if you want to. You can add an extra die so the cameras in the back can move farther. Even without that, the game is fun, except the camera. The camera is amazing. I always play with that. It's just it's a silly betting game, and you're just seeing these camels stack on top of each other. They may, if you have one of the expansions that has a crazy camels can start going backwards, and it just becomes a crazy zany mess. So this game is fantastic. This is the old version. This is the version we have. There's a new version where the pyramid's plastic and has a little bit of a graphic design overhaul, if you care about that. I like this one, but it doesn't really matter. The gameplay is mostly the same. And I love this game. It's fantastic. It will never leave the collection. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. So that is my 105 Camel Up. All right, my number 104 is a game from Kids Table Board Games. If you know anything, you know that we love Kids Table Board Games. We're huge fans. Everything they do has great art and fantastic gameplay. And honestly, this is one that I've only played one time. So bear with me a little bit because I may not remember all the bits of it. But basically what it boils down to, I keep clicking on the same picture, is you're trying to move around this board here to go to different locations to take certain actions. You're trying to recruit these animals to come over and into your board so you can score points. You may be trying to make some things, get some different types of things, and just be the best traveler that you can. Again, I've only played it one time, so I'm probably not selling it correctly, but you see these tokens on the board, you're trying to go pick those up so you can spend them to pay for your characters. There's these things up at the top that you're trying to complete with cubes of your own color. Once you've met the goals, you're going to do that, like area majority, get some points and all that kind of thing. It's a solid game. I enjoy it. It's not my favorite in the series, but I do like it. That will go to probably Creature Comforts. I'm a huge fan, but I do really like this. So that's my number. What is this? It went away. 104, Maple Valley. Is actually a game from Simon, which is crazy, I know, and Eric Lang, crazy, I know, and it's pretty mean, crazy, I know, but I love this game. And this is Godfather Corleone's Empire. This is a worker placement game where you are sending your workers out onto the board to basically, you're sending out your thugs and your mob people to shake down these different locations. You can send them to the front and they do an action, or you can send them to like an area and they shake down the back of all the buildings in that action. You're trying to fulfill these different contracts. There's like using alcohol, weapons, money, and drugs if you're playing with the drugs. And you're basically trying to complete these different contracts, which are like super crazy, like drive-by shootings, take the gun, hold the cannoli is one. Here we go. And they're different colors. And you're trying to get money. And you're using money. You're going to put it in this cool metal briefcase so no one really knows how much money you have. And you're going to be bidding for these different characters to show up each round. There's going to be some extra money for whoever completes the most of each color. It's just a ton of fun. It has minis because, of course, it's Simon. But I love this game. It is super fun. It's super mean. But it's one of the mean games that I don't really mind because it fits with the theme. If it's thematic, I'm okay with it. And if your workers dying around, you get them back the next round, which is cool too. So that is my number, whatever this is. 103, Godfather, Corleone's Empire. My number 102 is a game from the Italians. You know we love the Italians. And this is Newton. And this is a game all about Isaac Newton traveling around the world, learning new information, writing new books, and getting students and training them up and moving them around these tracks here to collect different types of goods, get money, discover different kinds of theses and all that kind of thing. And you're also trying to put your books, you're trying to publish books and put them on these bookshelves to get these extra bonuses. If you do columns and rows, you get extra points. As you play cards, you're going to be filtering them out. They're going to tuck under your board to make certain actions stronger. So you're building up a deck, but you're spending it. You're losing cards as the game goes by. There's a ton of stuff going on here. And I haven't played it for a long enough time that I can't really remember. But there's two different boards where you're have two different focuses of things you're doing, but they kind of tie together on your own player board. So there's a lot going on. It's a big beefy boy, but it's a game that I'm a fan of. And every time I play it, I love it. Wish I could tell you more, but it's been a minute since I played. So that's where we are. So that's my number 102, Newton. Okay, so the last one of my 100 Beyond the 100, which is only like 4 months late, but c'est la vie, is Juicy Fruits. This is a game that I am a huge fan of. We just picked up the expansion last year, I think, at Origins because it was like $5, $10. And this game is great. It's basically, you know, those little puzzles where you're trying to spell out words and they're all mixed up in an order. Well, it's a similar kind of vibe here. Let me see if I can find the board. You have this player board and you're trying to see, you can see here, you can move it down as far as it can go before it hits a wall. And every space you move it down, you're going to collect that many of that fruit. So like forever, this purple fruit can move down 3. It could collect 3 fruit, or it could go this way and collect 1 if you wanted to. Or you you might want to move it down because you want to get limes over this way. So you're trying to do this puzzle of moving stuff down to collect goods that you can, so you can sell them to these boats that you have on the side here. Like this one needs 3 plums. You do that, you score some points. You're also trying to use them to sell to the middle board here, which is going to let you get certain new tiles, get on your board, score points. You can buy ice cream maker, so you can make some milkshakes and some smoothies, ice cream and stuff. It's a ton of fun. The expansion, we've only played it one time. I don't bust it out that much. Not necessary, but the base game is super fast. It's a ton of fun. Has these awesome wooden fruit bits over there that you can see. They're amazing. Everything about this game is fun. It's easy to teach, and it's just a good time. And it almost made my top 100. We'll see what happens in the future. So there we go. That's my number 101, Juicy Fruits. All right, so there it is. That's the end of the 2024. I know it's middle of 2025. The 2024 top 100 games beyond the 100. It's a lot. I'm probably not going to do this again because it was a lot. I did blogs, I did videos, and we finished the podcast late. Everything was late except for the blogs. So at least there was one thing on time. But I'm probably not going to do this much again. It was a lot. And we're going to be having some crazy stuff going down at the end of the year. More about that later. So we may have to adjust some things that we're doing. So I probably won't be doing this again. But who knows? We'll see what the end of this year brings, I guess. So there you go. I have nothing else to say. So that was the last episode of the 100 Beyond the 100. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.